I'll tell you one more time. If you didn't read that memo, that is not my problem. This is Business Suit Casey Jones and a split foot soldier from this year's TMNT Haulathon. Of course, that packaging and box art is looking great, but let's bust open this figure before Casey Jones starts busting skulls. This pack actually comes with a lot more than I expected it to, but a lot of it is reused. We get 3 sets of hands plus a zapper for the foot soldier, and all the various clubs and sticks from the original Casey Jones release, plus a new bag to put it in that is a slightly darker color. And they all fit inside nicely. The biggest new addition is this maskless head sculpt. We never actually see what he would look like without a mask in the cartoon, but I think this is a pretty good idea of what it would be. Does it look like Jose Canseco? You decide. We also get a really cool little basket of mail. It's a nice variety of how they're placed inside the basket. It looks kind of random and jumbled like they would in a real office building. And finally we get a little pitcher of water that even has a few little bubble details painted on there. Looks pretty good. The last thing we get other than the figures are these 2 white-sleeved arms. These are alternates for Casey, and we'll check them out in a bit. Honestly, this foot soldier is basically another giant accessory if you ask me. They took the original foot soldier mold, split it down the middle, and added a bunch of techie wires and doodads on the inside. Looks really neat. Checking out Casey, he has a nice gray jacket, a white undershirt with a purple tie, tan pants, and brown shoes. The back is slightly darker for cell shading, but everything looks really good. The head sculpt is different from the original Casey Jones. The mask is a little bit more cut, and he looks a little bit more angry. This one is a little closer to what I remember him being from the cartoon. Articulation is just fine. It's what you would expect. Double knees, double elbows. The feet move up and down with a little bit of rock side to side, and while I was messing around with that double elbow, the arm just popped right off because that's what it's supposed to do. Of course, be a little bit careful, but those arms came off super easily. I was curious how the jacket would work, but actually it has these little plugs and it just pulls right off. Underneath you get a better view of that white shirt, purple tie, and then we can just pop those white arms in. Mine went in pretty easily, just got to make sure they get in all the way. You might heat it up just a little bit to make it even easier, but I didn't need to. So here's what he looks like after he's had a tough day of schlepping mail around. And I'm sure everyone was wondering, but yes, you can do Man of Honor Casey. His style is definitely fit for any modern summer wedding, so give him a call if you need an attendant. Messing around with the open palms, I noticed that the fingers were super pliable, so that's a nice plus. You're not really going to grip anything with these hands, but it's nice to know they're not going to break. Here we have full suit Casey with that maskless mug, looking good. Just in case he gets in trouble at the office for violating the dress code. Not afraid to show off his battle scars. And here he is back with the mask holding those accessories. You can get him to hold the letters with one hand by tucking just a little corner underneath the strap on his golf bag. Here's the new Casey next to the original NECA release. The size is super similar, the new one might be just a fraction of an inch taller, but the biggest difference are those mask styles. Both cool, but both different. You can swap the new heads on the old body, so here's old Casey body with new Casey masked head. But my favorite is probably the old body with the new maskless head. A few more quick comparisons for the coloring on the foot soldiers. This new color is just a little bit more bold than what we've seen in the past. Here he is next to the ultimate foot soldiers from a couple years ago, next to the damaged foot soldiers from even longer ago, and finally next to a foot soldier from the original 2-pack. All slightly different purples and hand colors. In the end, I think this set is just pure fun. They're both kind of gimmicky, but again, I'm here for all of that kind of stuff. The set definitely adds value by being able to be swapped with the old Casey Jones body, which I think makes it a must-grab. And of course, no Ninja Turtle collection is complete without that official Jose Canseco action figure, am I right? I am super excited to see what everyone comes up with online for poses for this new guy, and having one more Casey Jones in the collection is never a bad thing. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.